G'day, just a quick update on this Dodgy Kit. Alright, for starters, I started polishing. I don't think it's going to get much better than this. But I spent about 2 hours polishing and using anything I could find in the shed. Most of it's going to be done right on the cheap. So there's things I found I forgot I still had, like, was it Silvo? And we've also got some Randox rust buster, which is essentially just hydrochloric acid, I think. Anyway, I put the acid on at the end of it, and yeah, it's actually really good. About as best shiny as you can get it. I've gone through as well and tidied up the dings on it. Had a few dings around the edges and that. And the rest of these, I've gone over with just the electric sander for the moment. I'm also going to be making a wood filler as well, but I thought if I just start off now with this point, this will get it to a basic standards. Or at least I know what I'm working with. There's a couple of little repair spots which need to be done, which can be done, I should say. You can see there's the kick floor tom and the 2 upper toms. Colour scheme, well, I've worked it out now. The kick and the floor are going to be the purple with his spine down the back of it, the yellow spine, so it'll look like he's got him. And these 2 are actually going to be red with some white stripes on it and make it look like his wings. So, and I'm also going to I've also found a white cover for the floor tom, so instead of having the pearl one, it'd be a white one. Some of the things I'll show you using too. There's the acid. It's quite nasty, that stuff, but it cleans quite well. Here's my buffer idea. If anyone, well, if you don't like me, you have fuck all money. A power drill, you can use any drill as long as you've got a power drill and a vise. This is literally a homemade thing. My brother and I actually made this one, a workbench. It's just made literally out of a couple of stairs you buy from Bunnings or a hardware store, 4x2, and literally just bolted it in. Put 2 levels on it, so you've got some bit of storage as well. But yeah, and I just use that as a buffer. And there's my other little mousey, whatever the thing is. It's a little hand sander thing. It's a Black & Decker mouse, I think it's called, the brand. I've also been trying to clean away with thinners and methylated spirits. I've been trying everything at the moment, seeing which works. Fortunately, I had a little incident too with the Silvo. That's the Silvo stuff. That's not too bad, that stuff. That's what I've used for polishing up the snare drum. I would recommend doing it as well. I'm not going to do a video on doing it, but there will be some videos I'll be doing. Some bits. Polishing is literally just polishing, just wipe on, wipe off, wipe on, wipe off. You don't need to see that, and there's plenty of videos showing that. I just want to show you the updated version so far. I'm going to try and at least do 1 video a week, or yeah, I've got at least 1 video a week or 1 day a week anyway. Repairing. So the next week I'm going to be doing is repairing these shells. Also, one handy little trick as well, which I'll be showing you how to make the wood filler. I don't lose it. Sawdust. When you're sanding, and if you're like me, collect the sawdust. This stuff doesn't look like much. I look at the people, what the fuck are you collecting that for? When you mix sawdust with ordinary PVA wood glue, just the ordinary wood glue, this sort of stuff, honestly, that's all you need. You mix it up, it's about a 50-50 mix or something. It's best just playing around with it till you get, basically you just mix that with wood glue, mix it up in a little tub, and it actually turns into a wood filler. And the handy thing about it is the wood glue comes out white. Don't worry about that. It dries clear. When it means is when it's finished, the sawdust is the same colour as your timber. So you use it just to fill your holes in, and then when you finish with it, when it dries, you sand it up. It should be all good and hunky-dory. So I might try and see if I can do a little bit of a live video with that. But so far, this is how it's looking. So these are just empty shells. Still got a lot of hardware to clean up. There's a lot there to clean up, and skins. I'm going to have to save up and get a lot of skins and that, so I'm hoping this... Yeah, it's one of those things I'm starting to get reluctant, do I sell this or not? But it's going to be sold, so I've got to stick with my guns with this one. So this one will be for sale, so when it's finished, I'll be putting a link up when it's all done, find out where the best way of selling it, whether it be on eBay or something. And yeah, we'll let you fight it out and find out who really wants it the most. But it's not going to be a U-Butte great kit. Please don't expect this U-Butte kit, okay? It's just going to be a cheap kit restored. But I'm going to go through and modify it the best I can so it will sound the best it can. And it will be a good kit to start and learn on. And it'll be a good kit, even once you've learnt, you can continue doing a bit more learning. If you want to do recording, it'd be a good kit even for recording. Because when I'm finished with it, it'll sound really nice. And instead of having to spend thousands of dollars on these useless studio kits, why do people do that? Well, because they can. You know, you can rock up with a $400 drum kit and go, hey, look what I just got. You know, this cheap old drum kit, and everyone's going to laugh at it. Then they're going to hear it through the speaker system and go, oh, crap. And then they're going to look at their, $10,000 drum kit and go, whoa. And you can just laugh at them back and say, ha, 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 I've got enough money to go home for a beer. Yeah, oh, what's that? Oh, you don't have that. Anyway. If you're a bit young, you probably won't be old enough for that. But yeah. There's a couple of things I was hoping to get in, but I just could not get. I've spent hours on this. There's a little bit of fine rust down the gaps of these. And it's just so hard getting into it. I've been pushing and polishing and polishing. I've tried chemicals and all sorts, but I mean, yeah, this snare drum was brown. It was really brown and horrible and stained, and had a few dings on it as well, so I've managed to tap the dings out. So it's actually came out really nice and straight now, so it's going to be, it should be be a typical metal ring. I've had one of these before, my first drum kit. They're a little bit ringy for my likings, but this does have a baffling system. And that was something I never mentioned in the past videos. It does have a baffling system for the snare and the toms. The kick drum doesn't have one, we just put a pillow in it for that. These do have a baffling system. It's an old way they used to do it, and they did actually work to a point. So none of them worked though, that was the thing. None of them were in working order, so yeah, when this kit's going to be finished, all the baffling system will be working again. It should be a pretty good sounding kit. So, and yeah, God knows what it fights for. I'm hoping to get about $300, maybe $400 for it, because there's going to be a lot of work goes into it. I'm going to use whatever parts I've got to save the money and keep the costs down. But there'll be a few things I will need to buy. But I'll be keeping that to a minimum, because this drum kit really is built on the cheap. There's no way you can rebuild it or redo it for $20 or anything like that. It's just, that will only cover the floor, one head for that. That's all it'll cover. WA prices are freaking expensive. I hate when you see American people do it and they go, oh, I've just done this for $20 and, or $30 and they've, done an entire kit. And I think, heck, we can't even buy one part for that around here. So, Western Australia is the most expensive state to live in. And I'm not joking with that. So, but yeah, just something for me to keep myself occupied with. Hope you guys are enjoying this setup. So, yeah, that's it for now.